Before we get into this evening's live, I'd like to go over some very, very important topics of discussion here. First, last night, Tether Treasury printed $2 billion. It was about 17, 18 hours ago. Ooh, that's something we're going to get to in a sec with IOTEX. I'm so excited about. But Tether Treasury minted $2 billion in USDT on the Ether network, and that was about 18 hours ago. According to the monitoring data, the consent, blah, 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 blah. So Tether minted $2 billion last night on the Ether network. So that's something that I just wanted to make sure to talk about right off the bat. And now we can see how Ethereum has had a 5.9% move today, up over 4,000, which was a great sign this morning for alts when they were struggling. But now, as we can see, XRP's up better than 7%, back on top of 241. And we had a double bottom at $2.22. And we might have even had a triple bottom at around 215, 216 area. But that 222 double bottom is huge. It was so huge because that was the first target out of the descending wedge if you measure it from 2021. Right around that April for the resistance at the top at $1.98. And right around, if I'm looking at it, like if you look at it, it's somewhere around that December timeframe of 2020 for the support. But that gave you the big depth there. And it made the measurement out of the breakout of the descending wedge. That was 222. But our totality, our technical target is, what is it, $5? I keep forgetting if it's $5. I think it's $5.47 or $5.67. I keep confusing it for some reason. $5.49. There you go. I'm confusing it because it's neither. So $5.49 is the breakout from the descending wedge. And that was a almost 7-year pattern. For anybody who was able to see the update earlier, this will resonate with you. I talked about how I didn't feel the bearish overtone this morning. Now, that doesn't mean it can't come down now and break back through. But this morning, a lot of the technicals I was seeing was that this was a ascending wedge, which, yeah, you could say that. But at the same time, I think a bigger pattern here outside of the wedge is it was a channel. So we had a channel that continuously kept breaking up and down. Now, when it broke up here, hit the resistance and came all the way through down to 92,305 yesterday, then created this. This morning, I said we have a bull flag set up, and it back tested even, so it didn't look like it was going to break down initially. Well, it broke up initially, and then it pushed up earlier this afternoon to 102,000 for Bitcoin. Right now, we're trying to hold that support. I know it's a weird support area, but it is nonetheless at 99,760. That's an important one up there. So this one, I think I'm gonna get rid of that one because this uptrending support now kind of overtakes that. And right here, it's important because if we can avoid coming back down to the ascending wedge breakout area, we've already tried to backtest. Maybe this will be a more official backtest. This already came down to 99,306. So, I mean, at least it's still got room to spare. But that is a rather bearish candle there in the 45. But we could say we've got a lot of wick pullback, and that could just be a nice clear out here. So now this pullback doesn't look so bad, especially probably in the 15. It leaves a lot to be desired, but we'll see. We'll see, because we're going into the daily close in 8 minutes. So we'll take a look at that. XLM's up 5.2%. I am leveraged in this one for anybody who's still part of the community. Within, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's up, I don't even know what it's up. Better than 20%. But nothing major because it could just come right back through. But I'm playing this as if it's in a pennant flag. So a pennant flag, you have a flag like a bull flag traditionally, or the flagpole. But a pennant flag is defined by, you have to have successive lower highs and higher lows within the consolidation. So let's take a look here on XLM. We've got the flagpole. We've got resistance, support, resistance, support. We have a high and a lower high, a low and a higher low. This was huge right here by coming down here. It's vital. And that's why if you held this 45 cents, you're good. And if it broke down, you'd have to come down to about 37 yesterday. Now it's about 39 in real time, but that's a nice W reversal. Looks like a nice descending channel that was formed here. So nothing here looked bad to me. So I $45, $50 risk, have it below like 45, 40. I think it's 45 cents. I put it, maybe it was 44. But I'm letting it ride. A couple news of notes today. Our H bar is having a great day, 26%. XDC is doing a fantastic job, up 32%. Oh yeah, XRP Healthcare is erupted today. We talked about it yesterday, and I hope somebody took advantage of it. We've talked about the breakout of the descending channel the descending wedge that it formed, and it was back testing right here in the live yesterday. It was like 14 cents. Today, XRP Healthcare is up 64%. We have our buy-in. At least me, I started buying at 1.7. It's like a 2.1 cent average. So I mean, you're talking about a 10x right now. So it's up 1,000%. So I have 60 something thousand tokens. And it's doing spectacular. Just spectacular. Just spectacular. Oh, man, is it just... And then VELO today. VELO's up 36% for us today. I mean, VELO, I keep saying I'm buying it until it gets to 5 cents every day. My average is just about to eke up over 1 cent now. Like 1.1 cent now, I believe it is. Because I just buy it every day. Today when I bought it, it was 36% cheaper. So like this happening, or last night, when this happened now, and I think I topped out. I think it's at 121,000 tokens now. But now, if it keeps pushing like this, oof. And then the red tag, remember yesterday we talked about Numero, however the heck you say it, NMR. It's the AI token that is it basically predicts financial markets and the ebb and flow. So it's basically like a hedge fund, but an AI hedge fund, which I think is going to take over a lot of what's going on in the world. And its circulating supply is like 7 million. It's so extremely low. But IOTX as well. Pay attention to IOTX. They announced that them and Jasmine are going to be partnering basically to power Japan, if you want to put it in layman's terms. So pay attention to IOTX. I was going to sell it after this push up, but now I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to hold it with IOTA. My intention was to sell this after it finished the move because I have IOTA. And, I was able to buy IOTA on HOTCOIN over the last month or two. Fortunately, they put it on there when I could get it around 17 on an average and not where it's going. Obviously, it's almost at 50. But IOTX, I don't think you should take off your list. It should be on here. This is our Internet of Things list. Which one do I want to use? I'll use this one. So IOTX hasn't really done much today, but I suspect it's going to do something. And this is supposed to be on the bottom. IOTA, IOTX. DGB is one to pay attention to today as well. DGB is undervalued. It's had a beautiful consolidation down 4.72%. It's at 1.8 cents, and it is getting ready. It's getting ready to do some serious work here. And it's a very nice consolidation, and it's actually back testing now the breakout point from that pennant flag where the breakout of the pennant flag was. So it's actually this is what you want to see. DGB does this all the time. And the market conditions are telling me that it's probably not going to continue to break down. And at some point here in probably the next few days, a few hours even maybe, we're going to see a big reversal. So I'm pretty happy with how everything's going in the portfolio. Shoot. Pay attention to, I allocated, and I don't know if it's going to pay off this. Why isn't it? Oh, that was on my phone. I allocated to Graph. I allocated 10,000 tokens to Graph. I did it in a 6x position because I didn't want to over leverage it. But I have exposure to 10,000 tokens on Graph from 32 point. It doesn't even matter. It's like 32.4, but honestly, I don't even care. It's the liquidation's under 26. I'm just waiting for this move. It's funny, we talked about this a week ago, but I didn't end up, it's so far behind. I feel like it's getting ready for just some kind of move here. We'll see if it carries through. I don't know, because it's a lot of the market's building kind of like these little channels that are forming. But it looks like it's getting ready to maybe consolidate. We'll see if it consolidates. But I want to get more exposure here if it allows me. Let's just put it that way. If it allows me, I'd like to get some exposure for the move up. Man, it feels like this wants to come up here at least in the short term, and top this 50 cent area and touch it. But we'll see. We'll see. That's just something that in my spare time I've been trying to gain a little exposure here and there from. So, but with that being said, that's a lot of what I want to go over in the market. Bitcoin obviously flirting with 100K. I think we've been identifying the market very well here, and I think it's going to suit us very well. I'll turn on the comments here in just a second, but I want to make sure I get through this stuff. So good evening. 6:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, December 6th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, IOTX is partnering with Jasmy, pioneers in Japan's blockchain space and members of the Coinbase 50 Index to bring hashtag DPIN to Japan. So together we're combining Jasmy's expertise with IOTX's infrastructure to drive DPIN, innovation, and empower. I've talked about how IOTX is such a sleeping giant, and it might even do better for us than IOTA just because we're able to buy it at a price point of 2.8 cents or 3 cents, depending on which part of it you bought. But still, I think it's relatively cheap right now, if I'm being honest. It's got only 9.3 billion total circulating supply, so... And like my argument to some, Jasmy, a lot of people are jumping on Jasmy, and I understand. And that's a 50 billion token. IOTX is 1/6 the circulating supply. So, I mean, make sure you make room for IOTX. Jasmy is not a bad play because in Japan, basically it's the Bitcoin of Japan. And to be honest, I should probably gain more exposure to it. Because of in the last few weeks people talking about it, I've slowly but surely been building a little bit into it. Nothing major, like 2,000 tokens. Nothing worth of even talking about. But together we're combining them, blah, blah, blah. So this is just a start. Stay tuned. So that's big news. That is big news. And then you can see with IOT EX, just before I get off track, because I know I got a lot to talk about with XRP and stuff. So Binance to support IOTX network upgrade and hard fork. IOTX to hold AMA on X on December 6th. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. And Jasmy, we're going to have to watch Jasmy, too. Let me put this on the list, because this is really going to have to be on this list. With this merger and what they're trying to power, this is big news. Like, I don't know if it meets the eye of everybody, but this is some really, really big news with IOTX, or IOTEX, and Jasmy. It actually should garner some of us to get more exposure to Jasmy. And if you don't have exposure to IOTX, I mean, now it's over 6 cents. You know, it's starting to get up there now. Just the other week when we were talking about it, it was like 2.8. Let's see. But we've got a lot to talk about, I promise. This is just something I have to go over. I don't like any of those. Screw it. I'll just do... Oh, this will work. I didn't even see that. Oh, it's up there. Not 2 cents. 5.1. I don't know what I'm talking about. That was when we first started. Everybody started talking about it again. Was at 2 cents. 2 or 3 cents, maybe? What was it at? Yeah, down here somewhere. A couple days ago. December 4th. So you can see it's already pumping. Starting to pump here now. So yeah, it's at 5 cents. So think about it. 10,000 tokens. If you just get it and hold... I mean, what's it going to cost you? Honestly, $500? I'm telling you, when it gets to 10, 15, 20, you're going to regret not buying those $500. I know it. Because with all the news that's coming out, this is just when you let it sit and hold. Whatever, I'm just going to buy the 8,000 more tokens and just have the 10,000 tokens, let it sit. I know it's got 50 billion tokens, but that's one with all this part. So you're going to have to find a number. So I'm going to keep that on this list. In fact, just because of the significance, this is when I say, oh, do I want to keep a leverage position open or just finish off a spot position? And honestly, I think this is where the better Tom comes in and he says, I'm going to take my $106. Oh man, that could have been a big, and I'm going to go to spot. And this I did on, this is on BITUNIX, by the way. I'm going to go into here, transfer it out of the futures market. Let me top this off real quick. I'm going to support a bunch of people in the audience. I think this is exactly what I'm going to do. There's a lot of people in the audience and Jasmine's still down 10% over the last 24 hours, FYI. I'm going to support the audience who keeps talking about it. I'm going to top it off, I think. Just to show support. I'm going to top that off for the audience. I'm just going to let it sit. So that's gets me up to 12,100 and something tokens. Yeah, over 12,000. So there. To the audience, you know, for everybody who keeps asking me, I just finished that off. So yes, I am in Jasmine fully now. So exactly where I want to be. Exactly where I want to be now. So we can let it ride with IOTX. If it crashes big time, it's $500 in totality. Bring it back down farther, and I'm going to buy more. So that's how I'm going to approach this, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's see. Since the flip of the clock, XRP's down 0.4%. XLM's down 0.93%. Bitcoin's just kind of sitting steady. Ethereum, I could expect to see moving still with all that money that I print on the Ethereum network. IOTA's come out of the gate swinging back over 50 points. Oh, man, I'm so happy with IOTA. Oh, I'm so happy with IOTA. I'm so happy with a lot of this stuff. It's incredible. Yep, so now I'm fully on board with everybody with Jasmine, too. I updated my portfolio to reflect a little bit, some exposure there like I wanted. So let me get into some of the comments because there's 239 people already. It's good to see. It's good to see. But I see the comments coming in. Let me go on my phone real quick just to make sure I didn't miss anything of note. I see the comments coming in. Okay, so I just see the comments. Didn't miss anything crazy. YouTube not letting me in the stream. Oh, that's been happening a lot. A lot of people have been saying they can't get in the stream. That's okay. It happens. VELO moved up 67 spots on the dashboard by market cap size. 389 to 322 in 7 days. That's huge. That's huge. XDC, likely retracement soon. Very undervalued, though. And they can't get it on HOTCOIN soon enough for some of my viewers. And also me. No, no. I know XDC had a mild retracement, but XDC's been on a tear here over the last. XDC's got one more move, I think, before a bigger retracement. No, it's got a long ways to go still, though. XDC's just getting warmed up here. We talked yesterday about if it's going to catch up to XRP, you know, in the smaller sense, it's got to at least get up to 12.6 cents. But, you know, for all of us who say, oh, there's no more retests, it's not going to happen. Remember, if you want to measure out this move that just happened here, I'm going to get some of the noise out of the way. And then you can make your honest assessment here. Let me get rid of all this stuff. This was all the consolidation stuff that we talked about right before the breakout. And we knew it was just a matter of time. Once it broke out of that short consolidation, it was just a matter of time. That time is gone now. This thing's gone up 400%. But if you look at this, let's see. Probably something like this. How it ended up turning out. But if you look at it like that, and that's a huge breakout that's going to happen if this, and you would say, well, what's the signal? Well, you got to get a good back test here, just so you know that the buyers have outweighed the bears, or no, the sellers now. So then you often have times and levels of retest. But I mean, that's a real strong target up there around 15 cents. Like, think about that. But I mean, what I see here, it might not necessarily have to retrace, but what do I always say? It doesn't have to, but if you want to show some strength in an area, oftentimes, at some point, you're going to. So that could either be we run right up to 12 and then pop back down, or we just run back down here a little bit, clear it out, because this would be a good time for it to clear out and come back down here and retest this 8.6 or 8.3 area. So just don't, if that happens, don't be mad. That's what keeps happening with everything. You want to see these big clear outs. I mean, 8th bar, though, that was a spectacular move back up to 36.9. That was quick. Just like IOTA, it was quick, that move up to 50. You know, and you might not need the retracements. We're going into a thinly traded week. And look at IOTA, already up 6.5% in the last 8 minutes. Apparently, it doesn't like when algo passes it in price now that it overtook it finally. Because right when algo overtook it, it just exploded. XDC is for trade by institutions, I think. Now, XDC, yeah, it's easier for, let's just say the smaller institutions to get in on. But the news on XRP here, as we went through a lot of assessments on the market, the news on XRP, it's very simple to me. Got to get over that downtrending resistance. The big thing that I was pointing at earlier is that inverse head and shoulders that I think is playing out. And just for anybody who doesn't know, right here I think is an inverse left shoulder, inverse head, inverse right shoulder. It happened to bounce off of this morning. And now we came up to resistance. And we have to break over the $2.43. After we break out of this, the technical target is $3.04 initially. So we could be going over $3 for the first time since 2018. Let that sink in. Fortunately, we bought it at 34 cents, so we haven't been sitting in it all that time. We got to buy it in late 23 and 38 cents in late March, April maybe June of this year. So, no, I used to use Uphold. The fees are ridiculous on Uphold. I can't do it no more. Plus, they always tried to find different ways to give you deeper and deeper verifications, and it was just becoming something. And then they tried to freeze my deposits and withdrawals for a moment, and that was not what I liked. But the fees, I said, I'm not going to keep supporting this tragedy. But yeah, they definitely do. Yeah, it's Sunday on 60 Minutes this week. So if we're going to get some pump going into 60 Minutes, I think it would be this way. I think this would be the weekend for it, big time. Yeah, Uphold is, depends how you look at it. At least they have a business license in the USA, but for me, it felt shady. And I used them in 21 and 22, but, you know, got a little wiser. XRP definitely looks like a massive flag broke out. If you look at it from this perspective. Now we just got to get over this resistance. We've got to get over the resistance. That's a big resistance there. And we've got the smaller flag. And I know what you're talking about. We've got smaller resistance that we're going to have to break out of. But, you know, you might be able to come back here a little bit. But I'm going to go to a different chart for that. I think a different chart would suit us well. Like this. You know, without all the noise. And now, you can see a short-term target. Like we have that on the other chart. So let's just put the short-term target in that. Actually, we're trying to break bullish out of it and not have a bigger bear flag, let's just say. So we had something like this that we're trying to break bullish out of, and we have. At least for the short term. I think we're going to have to do it like this, though. And then out of that short-term area, now you're just looking for if it did have to come back down. I don't know if it's just going to come back down to that little area. Because it's creating higher ambitions. And, like, if we start to look at this, this is what we have to understand. Like, this is what it's trying to create so that this doesn't turn into a bear flag. You know, it's trying to get out of this area in the short term. That's if you take this into a shorter area. And if it doesn't get out of that area, that's where it becomes indecisive. But it looks, to me, it looks more bullish than bearish, honestly. But, you know, we'll see. XLM down 1.22%. I think XLM is teasing this pennant flag. I really do. We'll see if it plays out, but resistance, support, resistance. So resistance, buy, support, sell, resistance. So buy, support, sell, resistance, buy, support. And then you come back up to resistance until the pattern breaks down or breaks out. And this looks like it's got eyes for 58 cents here in the short term. But we shall see, because nothing's predictable in the market. Sometimes it reverses. Hey, Tom, so what is your main on-ramp to deposit fiat? I haven't deposited fiat since 2022. So I have no main on-ramp to deposit fiat. Because of what I made in 21, I haven't had to do any depositing in years. I just, when I want to do something, I trade. swing trade the money I have until I get enough money to buy the next asset. A big tool I used was doing leverage, which I don't really like to do. But in times of, you know, times of positive moments, as some of you know who do that route, I'll take $500 that is in my portfolio. I've always got spare cash in my portfolio. And I might 10x something if I see a move that's imminent. Or I might 5x something and I'll let it play out. And then if it goes up a couple 100%, now I got 1,500. Well, when I was doing it to buy most of my stuff, I didn't need to put more than $1,000 in most of the assets, except for XRP because it was a little more pricey when I bought it. What's a better trading site than Uphold? Well, if you're trying to find exchanges to trade, I can show you the ones I trade on. That's all I can do. I'm not a financial advisor, and you have to assess your own risk. But like for me, I have crypto.com is the one that I'm verified on, just so that if I have to, like I have the crypto.com Visa card, so that I can off-ramp my crypto by just having it on a prepaid Visa card. So I use that, but BITUNIX is where I leverage trade because it's the lowest fees for leverage that I've come across. I also have my, what did I buy on there? Oh, Jasmy I have on there, and I have AMP. But they have many, many others that you can buy. Many, many others. HOTCOIN, I have my IOTA. I have my VELO, which I find they're very important to me. On crypto.com, and that's the only one I'm verified on this whole list. I haven't done a KYC on any of the other ones except crypto.com. And I have my DGB, ZIL, VChain, IOTX, XLM, and I'm missing one. Oh yeah, the AI token I have on there that I don't usually talk about. I decided to talk about it yesterday just because I'd seen it could possibly break out much higher than it was, so let me just make sure I'm saying everything that I have on here. Sometimes I forget because I don't look at it very often because I don't know who else is going through this, but when I built this portfolio, it's like 4 or 5 times, or maybe 6, I think it's like 7 times what it was when I started. And now it's like getting into that scary numbers where you're looking at it and you're like, ooh, that's not even XRP or XRP Healthcare or any of these other ones I've talked about, and that's how much is in there now. So, oh, I missed some of them, duh. I have Digibyte, I have XLM, HBAR, ZIL, VChain, Numeraire, IOTX. Could I have been any farther off on my portfolio on crypto.com? I told you I've got so much stuff that I just it all. And then if you want to, there's the donations, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. If you don't want to do it on YouTube or join Tom's Army or send a super chat and things like that. But you don't have to. All my stuff's free, so you don't even have to do that. I wouldn't worry about that. Just sit here and try to learn. CoinStore is XRP Healthcare in the USA. And the volatility's up and down. It's up and down on there. That's all I can say. It's up and down on CoinStore, but at least it gives us an on and off ramp. But it still sucks that we have to do that in the USA, that we don't have more choices. But those are the ones that I find that I like. Nope. Uphold doesn't support DGB withdrawal was something else that I really was disappointed by. And they promised it for a long time that they were going to do it, and they never did. But that's okay. You know, I'm not here to bash an exchange or bash a certain style. At least when the bad was bad, there was only a few like BitUnix and a couple others that allowed XRP during all those times. So, you know, at least Uphold gave us a gateway. Without Uphold, because of my lack of understanding on more of the exchanges back in early 21, I wouldn't have had a way to even buy XRP where I live. So at least I was able to enjoy that ride and make a life-altering amount because I was able to flip it into something now that you see today. And like that crypto.com portfolio, when I just open it up, I don't like looking at it. Because literally it started at like 7,000 and now it's at like 38. And it's like, I don't like seeing that. I just want to let my portfolio do what it needs to do. Does anybody else do that? Has any one of you that... And I have other portfolios. Like I have my XRP wallet. That's just what... You know, I've got the XRP Healthcare. You know, the XRP Healthcare is probably the biggest score I've hit in years. You know, that's the biggest one. But it's like, I don't want to look. Oh, I know, Louvelle. See, 700... It's $700 in XRP Healthcare is worth $4,500, or is up $4,500. That is crazy. Wow. Joseph, plus 130K on what? 130K? Is that your whole portfolio? It's a good time. It's a good time. Look, XRP's eating up that little bit of bearishness there. So we'll watch this cycle out here a little bit. Up at least 7K on... Yep. And not tons. Yeah, it still seems early. Me too, Nunya. Me too. Sold off some XRPH at 30 cents, and that is currently funding my XRP 10X. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. 30 cents is a beautiful sale. Whew. Somebody turned 40K in XRP into 130. That. Whew. Whew. Daniel got up to 190,000. Oh, man, do I love hearing this. Do lives for sentiment. Yeah, for real, Soul. Like, I think this brings out a good sentiment. I like the lives. And for anybody who doesn't follow me on TikTok, that's how I call it. That's my thing. But if you haven't followed me on TikTok, I've been doing lives without my charts and just me on a vertical setting because that's how it lets me do it on there because it's weird. And I just talk. I just talk about the charts. I talk about some of the stuff, you know, but you don't have to see me in front of a chart. You just get to see the full picture of me with my background of the TV, which a lot of people thought it was snowing, but it wasn't. But so you can always follow me there on TikTok. But although there's a lot of people that impersonate me, so, you know, I better not tell you to go over there and try to type in XRP Future Millionaire. If you want to take that route, I'll just put a link in the comments because there's like 7,000 people. I'm not even kidding. There's like I don't even know how many different accounts that are impersonating me. But it's a tricky thing. If you think YouTube's bad, at least I don't let other people use my account name and put my content out of myself. You know, so there's things that we can love and hate about YouTube, but I'll choose to love it more than any other, to be honest with you. So here, let me just put this in here. We got so much stuff to go through. It's ridiculous. So here, that's if you want to follow me on TikTok, I'll pin that. So if you want to see it, that's where I started doing the 60-second TA too. That's what gave me the idea because it was a different platform. Love your analysis, Tom. Merry Christmas. Thanks for everything. Owe it to you, brother. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend. I don't know if it doesn't sound good. I found out that it's just in the live, and when it uploads, it sounds fine. So I'm just gonna muscle through it from now on. I'm not just gonna end the lives anymore. We'll just have to figure it out. Sometimes you have to restart your stream. Sometimes, you know, it is what it is on YouTube. So, but we're gonna try to power through it because I'm not gonna keep trying to redo it. XRP, yes. If we can get past this. Ooh. Oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, is it done?
Yeah.
Oh. Was that your sugar cookie? Yeah. Ooh, it's good, Michaela. Michaela made sugar cookies. It's very good. Actually, it's very good. It tastes like a Christmas sugar cookie. Yeah, it reminds me of Christmas. Look at that. No. BITUNIX is for, if you want to download BITUNIX, I don't have Apple. I have Android stuff. I don't like Apple, FYI. So I switched to Samsung smartphones and my tablet years ago because I can do open source stuff. But you just have to go to bitunix.com and then you have download BITUNIX and go on the website and it'll have a download for Android. So if you have like the Google Play Store, for some reason it's not on there right now. It was before. Sometimes I can't find it. So just go onto your web browser. And here, I'll show you. What am I telling you? I have my web browser right here. I do. But if you want to download it, actually, I think you can just click like this. If I'm not mistaken. I think I set this up intentionally like this. If I'm not mistaken. And if you're on a device, if you click on this, I'm pretty sure it'll just have a download. It's probably easier to just type it then. If you have a problem finding it like that, just, I would just do this. I would just do this. I would just go in here and type in BITUNIX app. This is what I did on my tablet. So just go to BITUNIX and then here's the APK for the Android. I would just go to the official website and then just like this, it'll have a. Oh, I'm already signed up though. See, I've already got this downloaded, but it has a download link right on. I keep forgetting that I'm already downloaded on my tablet. But that's all right. You just have to download the APK online. I keep forgetting I'm already downloaded. But if you're just tuning in, Tether did print. Tether minted 2 billion last night. Going to the. So Tether minted $2 billion on the Ethereum network. And that was like. Oh, wait a minute. This was just a new report 21 minutes ago. Good, this validates what I was seeing. So, according to PA News, Whale Alert has reported that Tether Treasury minted an additional 2 billion USDT on the Ethereum network. And if you don't like my tapping, if anybody has a problem, I'm not using a mouse. This is literally a tablet. And I'm on the move with it all the time, so I don't use a mouse. So you get to hear the tapping screens. I find it like nature, like when we're outside and we hear the birds. Now you have to hear me tap. So this significant issuance occurred in the early hours, marking a notable increase in the supply of the stablecoin. The minting of such a large amount of USDT could have various implications for the cryptocurrency market. Tether, being one of the most widely used stablecoins, plays a crucial role in providing liquidity and facilitating transactions across different exchanges. The increase in USDT supply might be indicative of rising demand. It could be part of Tether's strategy to maintain its peg to the US dollar. Oh, we all know what this is. This is the US government pumping up the price of stuff they already own. Market participants often closely monitor such large-scale minting activities as they can influence market dynamics and trading volumes. The issuance of new USD can lead to increased trading activity as traders and investors utilize the stablecoin for various purposes, including hedging and arbitrage opportunities. The Ethereum network, known for its robust infrastructure and widespread adoption, continue to be a preferred platform for Tether's operations. Last time they did it on Tron, though. Last time they did it on Tron, and the TRX went up like 25-30% after it about a day later. The choice of Ethereum for minting USDT underscores the network's capability to handle large-scale transactions efficiently. As the cryptocurrency market evolves, the role of stablecoins like USDT remains pivotal. They provide a stable medium of exchange and store of value, especially in volatile market conditions. The recent minting by Tether Treasury is likely to be closely watched by market analysts and participants as it could signal broader trends in the digital asset space. So I think that's excellent information. To me, that's just imperative. Like, you have to have that information. XRP is getting very close to breaking out here. And I'm telling you, I see an inverse head and shoulders. I can't help that. Hopefully it doesn't need a bigger retracement. While we were looking through all that stuff, we haven't made another push up yet. Well, I guess we did while we were talking. Up to $2.44. We need to get over... Let's put a price label up here. We'll put it right here. We need to get over 244.89. 244.89. If we can get over that, we could play out this very nice consolidation. It's just a beautiful consolidation where we actually triple bottomed. Like, if you don't go down here to the inverse head, look at, we actually triple bottomed. And it's pretty freaking crazy. Because we triple bottomed and we have a wick through, but we triple bottomed on the 2021. The first target out of the descending wedge, we triple bottomed as support. 1, 2, 3. Now, if that holds, and it looks like it's going to try to hold here, that's extremely bullish. This is so extremely bullish, my head's going to pop off if it breaks out. Yeah, that's not a bad resistance. First area is right around that 282. It's up at the top of here. You've got a wick here, obviously, but we had this consolidation out of the pennant right here. So I would say I mean, 282 is fine, but I would say big resistance is 292 and then 304 because the target out of here is 304. The target out of here is 304. So, but we've got a little bit of resistance that we've lined up here on the way up. That is for sure. The good news about this is how long it's consolidated. It's basically invalidated the topping reversal from this regard. Something that I said was, with how much it came up, it always looks weird to me to have these small M-topping reversals. Kate, thank you for being the first person to send a YouTube super chat during this live. I greatly appreciate that. Sends a czar. 50 czars. I appreciate that. Been watching since the start and going strong. Keep it up, Tom. South African farmer. Lost my account. Or lost account. I remember you were a South African farmer. I remember that. I remember that. That's so cool. Imagine from Africa. From South Africa. Lost old account, by the way. Yeah, I know who you are, though, Kate. I know who you are. And I always remember, too, because the czar. I think you're the only one who sends czar. It's pretty cool. Position yourself for XRP, Sologenic Excellent Punt when 60 minutes starts on Sunday. There's going to be a few. You know what's the other one? I think secretly I could anticipate an XRP healthcare pump on Saturday or on that Sunday Night Live. Like, I think we're going to take out the high before it's said and done, and I don't think we've even seen anything yet. I think we're going to see XRP healthcare in the dollars. Like dollars and dollars and dollars. And they hinted at it, XRP Healthcare did, with what their post was when they compared themselves to other companies that only had 100 million token circulating supply. Oh, man. Tom, you look into the RXS coin being hyped. Thanks. Not really. I don't really look into the hype coins too much. I have a path that I try to stay on. What was that donation? There was a donation from you, too. I haven't, but I mean, I'm not opposed to looking at it, maybe. Here. Let's see. Tom, you look into the RXS. And thank you for the $2 donation and also being in Tom's army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And speaking of that, I got to look to see on my studio real quick if there was any new members, because that's something that I promised I would do every day on my live for anybody who joined the day or renewed on the day, that I would at least acknowledge them, because that's part of what I say in my thing. I will shout you out in my live. So I am going to shout you out in my live. Instead of going through every single one of the lists, it just for the sake of time. But you'll all be able to hear yourself at least once a month if you're in. So, let's see. We got two people to speak of. We've got AK, your fave. Join Tom's Army today for their first month. Excellent. Welcome aboard. And 777DW Brown joined Tom's Army for his first month as well, with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. So 2 new members of Tom's Army today. Thank you both so much. You made me so very happy. The happiest person in the world today, you may say. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful gesture. Thank you so much for that. 43 minutes in right now, so this is what we're looking at. There's not much more I can say about it tonight. This is what we're looking at. To see that breach of $2.44. Now, I would like to spend a little bit of time here. We've talked a lot about XRP and such. I would like to go down and look at H-bar real quick, and we're going to go to VELO. Some of the ones that were popping a little bit earlier, and now, have their warranted, I don't want to say pullback, but just their small consolidation, and we don't really know anything yet. Because on H-bar, if we're going to keep the parallel or the parabolic push, I love doing this. You're either going to hold this, or if you want to stay a little more parabolic, this is how they do the fan. If you ever get fleece heisted and shisted into buying the fan, this is all they're doing. And they put it into kind of like a program. You can do it yourself. Don't pay for the fan. Be the fan. You want to be the fan because then you can understand what they're doing. If you just see a bunch of numbers and analytics on the screen and you don't understand it, what's the point? So either H-bar is going to hold right around 35 cent area, 35 or 34.6, or it falls through and we hit the more, maybe a more steady uptrend at 31.5. But if this is ready to go parabolic, and it may be, that's a nice little flag that's formed here. If this breaks up, it's still got higher ambitions, at least to come up to 39.2, and then maybe it could consolidate more, which is fine. Because Right now it showed the expansion out, and I love doing this. Just create your own fan. Consolidation, boom, up it. And then it broke free of this, right? It breaks free of this. When it goes boom, right? And now it's like this. Now if it rides it all the way up, that's very bullish. And if it breaks down, you know that this is your first area to keep it very bullish. That's what you want to hold. You don't want to lose the expansion zone. You know, you don't want to lose that. So that's a very cheap, a very effective, and a very easy way when something starts an uptrend to try to see exactly what it's trying to do. So I would keep watching that. VELO, man, it's so weird seeing it over 3 cents now. I was just complaining last week, not complaining, but saying how undervalued it was under 2 cents. And now it came up to a resist. Oh, I hate when they do that. You ever notice that when I set up the technical targets, it just comes right up to it, and instead of breaking over it, we always have to see it, tap it, and then come back through it for a second? The only reason that we measured that out, that was the technical target from the breakout. Once we got over 2 cents, we already knew that was the breakout because that was the pattern formation. That's the beauty of technicals. See how it got held up there initially? This will be your first sign. If it can get over 3.3 and hold, we won't need a further consolidation. If it doesn't hold 3.3, it might need more. But going into this weekend, we were VELO is very undervalued with that market cap. Still, even though it went up 76 spots or whatever it was, that was just too easy. Some of these are just too easy. And you see how this setup is? See how that's setting up? Some of these, when you start seeing some of the actual setups here, I feel like I'm putting too much stuff on this list. So let me take this off. Jasmine will keep on here. NMR, keep on there. But this is another one that has that same kind of consolidation setup. Look at this. Would you look at this? Like, it's got that same, this had a very porous, in my opinion. See how this, right now it's underperforming. This had its last major breakout in March of this year. In the last bull market, it went from 1920, it came all the way up to $95. It's not even come close there. It came up to 50 one time, 55 this year. But then on this uptrend, that where I circled it is why I bought it. When it was at $17 is where I was like, holy crap, look at that rotation. Like, it's starting to, and then I had that $20.60 area, and I'm like, that's what I showed again yesterday. That could be the back test if it had to do it. It just powered through it. So I think the last one I bought was at $22 and some change. Was the last tokens I bought. I have 121 now, or it's either 119 or 121. But I want to see this, and it's something I wouldn't normally buy because it's not like technically the IoT or ISO, but it is part of the IoT framework in this, or it's AI related. So it is able to function in the ISO framework. It's part of the AI sphere. So I feel like when it comes to investing, you're going to have more artificial intelligence doing the trading for you. And this is like this is a bunch of scientists who created an algorithm, and basically the AI takes a bunch of different predictions from a bunch of different people. There's pools that can pay people out, and this basically predicts financial markets. So it's basically a virtual financial advisor, which is going to end up being a virtual hedge fund one day. I think that's where this technology is going. It's insane. And then I did a little bit of analysis yesterday, and now I can put it back. Like, look at this. If this breaks out right here, notice how it's right there again today. Every time it comes up here, it's failed recently, except one time. And the only time it came over, rejected, back down, rejected here at 27.50, back down, rejected up here right around 27.50 again, back down. The only time it got up, it came all the way to the resistance up here at 55. I suspect it's probably going to come back up there sometime soon. And I'm very, very, very interested to see how this plays out. I was hoping it would come back to 20, so not only I could buy more, so the audience could, but then it decided to go from 23 something yesterday to 26 something, maybe even 27. So it went the wrong way. But look at IOTA, it's going the right way. IOTA's up 10% in the last 37 minutes. I friggin' love IOTA. I think it's it is such a sleeper. Like, how many in my audience, before you started listening to me, even knew what IOTA was? I'm just asking, honestly, because there's a lot that I didn't know until the audience started remembering it. You know, saying what things were. But it's so hard because there's so many things. There's so many things. And like, I'm sorry, I'll look at these comments too. But I'm trying to make sure I give as much information as possible because I only have so much time every day when I do lives. But look at the total supply of IOTA, 4.6 billion. And that's a mainframe token for the ISO framework. It's a mainframe token. Beautiful ending. Welcome back into Tom's Army. And I know it's not your first month because you have the 6-month emoji badge of me being, or the 6-month emoji badge, the XRP predictor. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming back. Or continuing, I should say. And Pharaoh, thank you for not only being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Holy schmagolies. I can't wait until we get the 4-year badge. I'm sure some of you know what the 4-year badge is. And if you don't, all you have to do is look at my update. This is the 4-year badge, the Phoenix Rising. I can't wait. So some in my audience, probably 6 months from now, are going to have that for their YouTube, for the emoji badge once you get the 4 years. Can you imagine? That's going to look so cool. Do you have a max target for this bull run on XLM? Ooh, good question. And thank you for the $20 donation, Pharaoh. You definitely didn't have to do that. But I really appreciate the gesture. Man, I love this community. We can just come in here. Don't have to worry about paying anything. Just get the information. Get in, get out. Don't have to do any kind of promotion or sponsorships. You guys just get to see the information. It's everything I always wished I could watch. And I'm put myself in a spot where I could do what I thought was right. XLM. So XLM right now, I'm feeling really good about XLM. Like I said, I bought that leverage trade on top of my spot positioning for XLM. For the community, for anybody who follows still. You know, believe it or not, there's been 50 people that have come and gone through our copy trading. I didn't say it. On BITUNIX. And only 13 have stayed, and yet we're up $490. Make it make sense. Almost 300%. Make it make sense. You can lead a dog to water, or you can lead a human to fish, but if you don't show them how to do it, what the heck's the point? If I don't know how to fish, but you give me a fishing pole and you show me where to fish, I don't even know what to put on the line. But if you teach me how to fish, I can find the equipment if I know how to do it. It's better that you teach somebody how to do something instead of doing it for them and expecting them to be able to do it. And that's why, for a lot of reasons, I don't like to show leverage trading. Because if you don't understand how to spot trade, you've got zero chance in the 5, 10, 15, 30, 50, 100, 150, 250x markets. But if I teach you how to understand, if I teach you that this is a pennant flag and what that means, if I show you, hey, this is a pennant flag and this is why I'm willing to take a little more exposure out, even though I've already got over 10,000 tokens at 8 cents, but I'm willing to take exposure out on a 5x trade, that's how I keep myself sane, so I don't have to sell out a bunch of stuff. I didn't make $14,000 that I put away for Windows already through my Visa debit card on crypto.com by selling out all of my stuff. I bought strategic positioning. In the last week, AMP alone's netted me like $4,000. I was not expecting that much. But I was overzealous and I had like 3,000 the first time in it when it went up 65%. I'm like, oh my God, when I woke up, I'm up 1,700. Cash that out, put that right into my, so I do it strategically. And it doesn't always take a lot of money to do it. It does. It's hard in the beginning when you only got a couple $100, but it can be done. I did it. A lot of people in my audience have done it. Pennant flag. TA. No. Technicals. So the pennant flag, the flag and pennant patterns are commonly found patterns in the, I don't want to show you them all, but the easiest way to tell you the pennant flag, if you're a newcomer, the pennant flag, you've got downtrending resistance, uptrending support. So you have lower highs and higher lows at the same time after coming in on a flag. And you want to be coming up in the bullish fashion, like FYI. So like a bullish pennant. Got downtrending resistance, uptrending support, makes the pennant. Come down here, you got resistance, downtrending resistance, uptrending support, it makes the bullish pennant. Downtrending resistance on a chart, uptrending resistance. So look at this chart right here. Does that look familiar to what we see right here? I would love to hear what my audience says. Remember when Does XLM look like it's in a pennant flag? And when this live started, or when I did this update this morning, it was at 45 cents roughly. That's where I open. Let me see where the open is. 47, 45. I don't know. But I want to know in my audience who thinks that's a pennant flag. That's all I want to know. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room or nothing. 47.4 cents. And ironically, it's up 22.29%. 222. And that's the copy trade. 22.29%. And I'm not talking about that, but you guys we're up $490 in totality. So I'm happy about that. And putting myself in a position to do this. But I think that's a pennant flag. So before we can get to the target of XLM, I'm going to teach you how to trade it. And tell you the ramifications if it comes up or if it goes down, because I think that's the real way to do it. Some people like my approach, some people don't. But altogether, this is what works for me, and I'm trying to teach what I know. And we've been calling this a pennant flag forever. We just didn't know where the uptrend would be, and we were speculating. Now we don't have to. Okay, somebody brought up something that I don't know if this is true. Who said that? Somebody said something about VELO, and I know exactly what they said.
Mom, have a little cheer dance.
No, they don't, Soul. Nobody has real good, they don't. This is, okay, Ring Thing, you also heard this? I was afraid to even bring this up. Is this true, anybody? Is VELO really coming to the ledger? Because VELO is a part of the Stellar now. It's part of their development. Like, it uses their net. If it's coming to the ledger is what, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I have also read that. The XLM chart looks fantastic. And if you're looking to make money, you want to buy pennant flags. Now, if it breaks down, which I don't think it's going to break down, it's a pennant flag, and it's a bullish pennant. It came up bullishly, consolidated perfectly. This is your liquidation areas. Look how far it dropped from the top to the bottom. XLM, I mean, look at that. 35%, right? The funny thing about that is, from an 8-cent buy, and it was still at over 40 cents. So 16, 24. So still over 400% at that point. You know, so you're not worrying about it. If you would have bought it at the top and you're down 35%, it makes a big difference. But I believe it's a pennant flag. B says, and thank you for the being in Tom's Army for your first month along with Ring Thane. Really appreciate both of you. With the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens, how beautiful. It says 277 people here and only 185 hit the like. Support this man. It's okay. Some people will, some people won't, but that's not something I worry about. Not anymore. I used to. Nomer says, hint, hint, hint. Tom, look. CHEX token. When everything is going down, that coin pumps. Totally manipulated hidden secret gem. Ooh, that's what I'm going to write down in my book. I'm going to write this down on this chart real quick. Just so I can remember. I probably won't be able to look at it today because we're coming to the end of this live. And I still have to finish my point with XLM. But I want to put this on here so I don't forget. So this is at 62 cents. Oh, it's a hidden gem, all right. But I don't tend to buy in when they look like that after. Because now at some point it's probably going to have a massive... That's broken out huge, though. I'll keep that on there just to look at that. But that's already had a big friggin' move. Holy moly. 246 for XRP. Some said 245. Yeah, we're breaking over that area. This is perfect. So, but that pennant flag, let me finish this. They said the CEO of H4 may be chosen. Yes. Eileen, could you imagine that if that's true? If the CEO of H4 runs the Securities and Exchange Commission. Whew. Oh, SHX. Who just said that? That's one that I forgot about. I was so focused on VELO. And this is another one that's on the Stellar Network, SHX. Whoever said that, thank you, because I completely forgot. Where's this at now? Ooh, it's had a big move now. We were doing this consolidation right here when it was at 009, and now it's up to 1.5. Not the biggest move yet, but it did consolidate back down. I remember when we were covering this back here a lot. back in early part of this year. That's a big candle here on the monthly. Look at that. It even broke up finally. It took a while, but this was the target out of here, and it made a cup instead. It actually is forming a bullish cup and handle right now. Oh, man. Yeah, probably going to have to pay attention to that one, too. I know there's only so much funds to go around. But like 10,000 tokens on that one's like, what, 140 bucks? But there's so much. There's so much. There's so much. But you know, let me finish this XLM and then go to XRP, and then I got to go. So XLM is up 0.17%. We know, we've discussed, we determined that this is a pennant flag. I showed you the pictures. I explained the definition. Told you how you have a flag going in. And then if you have lower highs and higher lows successfully in the consolidation, which we went from a swing high to a swing low, it was a 35% drop. And now the pennant flag, if it breaks out bullish, the technical target's 98 cents. That would be an all-time high and then some, and we'd be in discovery for XLM. The pennant flag is telling us if it breaks bullish, there is no other target. That is a 100% move from here. That is, or 102% from right here. My anticipation here and what I'm trying to do with my leverage trade, because I'm doing it different these days. I'm just trying to let it roll. I'm just trying to let it roll and see what happens. If I let that play out properly, and that actually plays out like that, that'd be over $1,000 trade for the copy traders. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that's my expectation. So I don't know how much farther it can go in the bull market, but at least for this cycle right now, here and now, and what I see with the evidence in front of me, I don't see any reason why it doesn't get up to like 97 cents on that pennant flag. No reason at all. Zero. Just like I said, I didn't think there was any reason. I couldn't see a single reason why XRP first didn't get up to 118 and then 134, 137, whatever that cup and handle. But the targets out of that descending wedge, 222, I couldn't see how it didn't knock that down and ultimately take out 547 roughly, $5.47. At least hit it, because that's the actual target out of the descending wedge. So I don't see how we're not going to take these numbers out. We consolidated for almost 7 years to do this on XRP. And XLM, it's been a tragedy how long it's taken. It's in the same boat. But now it's starting, they're waking up. All I can say is the crypto market's waking up, and 95% of America has no idea what crypto is, though. It's scary. It's scary. I can tell you that I'm XRP future millionaire. My own household doesn't understand crypto. My own family doesn't understand it. And that's no slice to them. They're doing other things. They don't have time for the crypto sphere. You know, only certain people are privy to understanding what's going on in the digital environment. Most people that I talk to have no idea that a US dollar is not money. They don't know that it's currency. And money is actually gold and silver. They have no idea. You know, they have no idea that we're trying to get rid of the US dollar to go digital for tracking purposes, you know, but that's something you have to stay ahead of. And what some other people don't know, while they're going to their 9 to 5 and they're trying to do everything else, like most of us, we still do our 9 to 5 one way or the other. It's just, are we going for somebody else? Are we going for ourselves? Are we pushing ourselves in the right area, you know, along the way? So XRP, real quick, and then I got to go. It's been an hour and 3 minutes. I really have to go. I appreciate the fact there's like 300 people here still. Big W reversal has exposed itself here. Actually, not exposed, but emerged in the chart here. You can see the big W. You can see the inverse head and shoulders we talked about earlier. And now we broke up out of this. And now as long as, when we're doing these back tests, $2.44 is your hold point. So if you're looking at this, you can see how far behind XLM is from XRP. It's painfully behind. It should be about 3.5 to 3.3 to 1 price ratios between the two. Right now, XRP is at $2.44. XLM's at 49. It's a little more than 3 to 1. Can we acknowledge that? It's like, what is that, 5 to 1? I think it's 5 to 1. Right now, XRP's 5 to 1 XLM. It's supposed to be about 3.3 to 3.6 to 7 to 1 at most. 5 to 1, it's just out of whack. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if this pennant flag plays out. And if not, we know the next level. So Then you try again. If this falls through, you get stopped out, you look at the next area. But if it comes down here, it's not a good sign. Obviously, it can hold 39. You can probably go 39 back up here on rejection if it's bearish. But this pennant flag has no reason not to play out. We even had a falling channel here to start this. So there's no reason for it not to play out. But I've seen them not play out many times. So, and then XRP, once you break and hold that $2.44 area, $3.04 the target. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And don't let your emotions dictate everything. And I appreciate everybody. So have a good one. 308 people here at the end. That's crazy. That's awesome. And then if you're looking to trade the crypto, look in my homepage. It's that simple. I'll let you guys do the work. BITUNIX, HOTCOIN, no VPN or KYC because you're not sending or receiving from a bank account. They're basically your trading platforms. Crypto.com is where I verified so I can do whatever I need to do and then some. You know, and then the rest of them. CoinStore if you want to buy XRP Healthcare. Oh, yeah, I forgot about XRP Healthcare. This is what we'll look at on the way out. It was up 60% yesterday. Now it's retraced 6.75. Perfect. It's exactly what you want to see. We broke out of that big descending wedge, it looks like. And 20... This is such a hard one because if you look at this uptrend like this that it's created, you could technically come back down there and keep tapping that. But if this breaks out here in time, I mean, you're looking at a massive move. I don't even want to speculate. 29 cents is the next move, but there's a massive amount of potential here. So have a blessed evening, everybody. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be here with